All right, so let's start from function. What is the function is? Okay. Sometimes I don't know what's wrong with the computer. Okay, what is the functions? For example, look, when we are doing programming in our daily life, it's easy to do everything in a single function inside a function. Simple. But for example, I told you a big problems. Do sum, do divisions, do multiplications is separate functions. Means you have to create a separate functions, separate person. What is the function? Function means different purpose, different work, different things. So I want to create different thing. This function's goal is to do the summations. This function's goal is to do the divisions. Or this function's goal is the multiplication, something like that. Means I'm splitting different tasks in different way. That is kind of a functions. Okay, look, start from that. For example, I have a functions to print the output only, means all the things that I want to print inside the display welcome functions. So there are two different things. One is called without parameters, and another one is called with parameters. First, let's start without parameters. If you see the example here, how can you start writing the functions in Python? We have to use a keyword def, then the function name. It could be any names, whatever you want. So here I said that display welcome, this is function names, and parentheses here, and finally a colon. Inside that, all the syntax that I want to print. First you look, I am printing nothing, just some sort of what is called, forget that, dashboard or dash. Then I'm printing welcome to CSC 327, one line sentence, another again, dash, that's all. But to print, to get the actual output from these functions, what I can do, I have to call these functions. Means I have to call these functions. Mean I have to say, hey, display message welcome, display welcome. When I'll call this function here, I'll type this once, it will give me the output, what is inside that. Let's see how does it work. Okay. Start from here. Okay. More big. Okay. Function keyword def. Display. I am just saying display. Okay. All right. I want to print just, oh, this spelling mistake. Print. Hey, welcome. Welcome to CS 327. Perfect. Oh, this is not CS 327. This is CS 446 or 546. I'm teaching two courses this time, so that's why I just mismatched. Okay. So all right. So that's all. So we can call this function here inside. You see here, if you do something right here, it will be automatically inside the functions. Means you have to remove the tab and start from the beginning. Now just display. Okay. Spelling should not be wrong. So okay. Okay, you see? Or you can just copy the whole thing. You can paste in a similar, different uh, cell. These all are called a single cell, So same thing. Man, that is the things. How can you call these functions without just parameters, without any parameters? Let's go for another things. Function with parameters means you have to, you are trying to pass something inside this function. Look at the example. I have function grade students name. Means I'm starting to grading the student's name. Here you see is asking for a parameters. There are one thing first I want to clarify. One is what is the difference between parameters and arguments? Inside the functions, when you are defining the function name that is called parameters. When you are passing the value, that is called arguments. Means here you see that is the name, it's general name. So here you're passing the actual name Alice. So Alice is the argument, and name the inside the functions, that is called parameters. It's clear? Okay. Here you see is asking for when you'll call this function grade students, it will wait to get an input name. When I'm calling the functions, I'm passing one parameters, one argument that is called Alice. Again, I'm calling these functions with another name, David. So when I'll call this function, first time it will print me the output Alice, second time it will print me the output David. Because I'm passing the Alice and David for two different times. Another thing. This is for one parameters. Can I pass multiple? You can pass whatever you want. For two, here you see, you want to do some calculations inside that. Here you see the function def calculate area means you are trying to calculate the area. You are passing, means looking for mainly two parameters. One is the length, another is the width. So inside that, I'm just calculating length and width and printing the output of area. Now I'm printing the output of area. So how can I do it? I just simply call these functions. I pass two arguments, 5 and 10. That's all. Then automatically 5 will be length, 10 will be width, and it will calculate here area and it will print the output. Let's see the example here. Let's take an example, def calculate area. Area. All right. So length and width. I'm not going to write the whole thing. Okay. Area equal length into width. Just print area. A. That's all. So now I can call this function calculate area. I'm passing 7 and 8. You guess what is the output? 7 multiply 8, 56, right? Okay, so here is expecting, perhaps you forget a comma. Here should be a comma. Yes, here it is. Means if you get any errors, it's gonna suggest to you what is the error. If you got to give a comma here between the comments and the actual variables, so that's why it's getting me an error. So now you see, this is the output, how we can get it. Okay. All right. So now move. All right. Again, another thing now. The previous example, I did all the things inside the functions. I mean, I print the output inside the function. I call the functions, automatically print the output. I call the functions, it gave me the it's calculated the areas and gave me the outputs. But different things. I want to return it. I want to pass the output to the variables. Variable gonna accept it, then he'll print it. I'm not gonna print the output inside the functions. I have a different things. Okay, here you see. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit is waiting to get a parameter temperature in Celsius. Now is doing all the calculations. Means here is converting the things into Fahrenheit. So this is the equations, you know, how to convert the things, Celsius to the Fahrenheit. So it's accept the values, accept the numbers in Celsius, now convert it into Fahrenheit, then it did not print inside it. It just returned it. So how can we get the return value? When we'll call this function, first we pass the 25. It will do all the calculations and it will accept the return value here. It will accept the converted value here and it will store inside the today.f and now as just printing that. How is work? Let's see. Let's see. Same example here. I'm not just doing here. I'm doing this for area. A return A. I'm not giving the printing the output inside here. I'm just returning that. Means it will not print here. Then it will come here. You see? I see the output. Or you can accept it using a variable called result. I can say result. You can print the result now. Same thing, same thing. So there's the previous example was we can do it inside the functions everything. Then this example shows that we can just pass the return value and we can accept it from outside of the functions and we can print out it. Okay. All right. Now move on random. Here, as I said that Python is very, very rich. It has a lot of libraries that we can use. Let's go for an example. I'm telling you to print some random numbers between 1 to 100. How can you do it? There's a nice library that is called random. So you have to just import the functions, import random. Now here you see this random, and it's a random range. You are just telling the range between 1 to 7. You're just printing the output. It will automatically take the random number from there between 1 to 7 and give you the output. Okay. But the problems in a real life, for example, in the machine learning, deep learning, when we work on, we have to, if we have to define very random number cannot be different for different algorithms. If the random number is different all the time, the result output is going to be different. So we have to keep the random numbers all the time same for different algorithms. That's how it can produce the same output, not the different output for different types. So that's why there's a function inside the random. There's a function called seed. If you say random seed equal 42, it will automatically all the time when it will take the random number, it will just pick the same random number he picked previous. Means it will not change. Here you see random.seed. After that, I'm telling to pick the random number. All the time is printing 82. For your example, it could be different. For this is 82, but for your case, if it's 70, all the time it will be 70, 70, 70, 70. If you don't use the seed, all the time it will be different numbers. This is a problem. That's why we have to, when we are working on the machine learning and the stuff or different problems in our real life, we have to use the seed functions. That's how we can produce the same result. Okay. Another thing, random choice. You are making a lottery. You are telling me that I'm gonna give the lottery for between among the 100 peoples, 2 peoples. What you can do? You have to list the name of the people, 100 peoples. For example, here you see all the names. You made the lottery, and automatically it will give you it will pick automatic numbers. Random choice option is all the numbers name here. It will pick the output, and you save the output here, and you just print the output. So this is a nice thing. Even when we play tournament, for example, I play cricket. We use the toss. In the toss, we just open the app. We just click the app. It will give the tail or head. That's how it's works. Random function. You choose one. Yeah. All right. This is one type of functions that we learn randoms. So when we will work with the math, for example, a square root, power, we can just simply use a function. We don't have to do the whole things, how the square root is working, so you don't have to do it. You just call a function. First, you have to import the library, math, then math.square root functions to get the output of a square root 144. You just math.square root 144. This is the 12. If you want to give the power 2 to the power 3, you know what is that? It's 8, right? So you just math.power 2 to the power 3. You just tell it and it's give you the output. Another example, float. If you have some float numbers, for example, here you see 9.8 is a float number. You want the floor functions, means 9, not the decimal points. You don't want the after the decimals, like the points. 0.8 you don't want. So you just say simply 4. It will give you the value 9. If you say ceiling functions, top functions, it will make it round, it will make it 10. That's how it's work. And this is another mess. How can you calculate the area? You have the radius, math.pi. Whatever we are trying to figure out the circle area. What is the equation for that? Phi r square is the equation, right? So how can I do that? Pi. math.py, they have value for the pi, math.py, radius, square means radius, comma 2. That's it. So you just print the output. So this is not the only function that you have. There are many more functions, log functions, sine function, cos functions. All the functions means based on your requirement, you can do it. Okay. Another thing is scope or variables. We have two types of variables. One is called global variables and it's called local variables. Here's the course name CS327. For example, this is a course name. So this code, the variables here is totally outside of a function, right? So I can use this kind of variables for any part of my program. This kind of variables, this kind of scope is called a global scope or global variables, you can say. Means we can use it from any part of the programs. There are other variables, is student count. You cannot use these variables outside of this function. This is called local scope or local variables. This is only for inside the function. Show scope means only inside this function you can use it. Okay, so these are mainly things for that. All right, there is another class activity. This activity is mainly I took from the book, and it's 4.5. You just see this it's called exercise in the book 4.5. You just do the exercise class activity. You can upload it in the Canvas. I just say it again. All the class activity assignment, all the class activity, there are three mainly for this lecture. All the class activity that you have to make just one single files and upload in the Canvas. Okay. And there will be another assignment. I'm going to upload it and submit this assignments in another sections. You'll find two different sections. One is for class activity, another is for assignments. Okay, so make two separate files, one for class activity with all three class activities that I gave you, and another assignments that I'm going to assign you in the Canvas. So I think that's all from today's lecture. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the whole week.